Hi, good morning, everybody. I like to thank the organizers of this mega event, 12th International Conference on Interdisciplinary Research for Sustainable Development 2023, held on this day of 25th December 2023, organized by International Institute of Organized Research India, I2OR, in association with Green ThinkerZ India, Center for Smart Modern Construction, Western Sydney University, Australia, Jamia Hamdard, New Delhi, the Intelligent Indian, the Sustainable Cosmos India, Suscos Academy for giving me an opportunity to act as a keynote speaker for this mega event. I am Dr. Sridhar Sathyanarayana, PhD in Mechanical Engineering and Professor at Audio Life School of Sound Engineering, Bengaluru, India. As you know that the theme of this event is UN Sustainable Development Goals 2030. And as an educator, the focus is on the global goal number 4, so that is quality education. As you know that education has always been an essential aspect of human life. It is through education that we gain knowledge, skills, and understanding of the world around us. However, the traditional educational system has faced many challenges over the years, and it is time for the technology and innovation to take the lead. A number of innovations are shaping the future of education and learning, including artificial intelligence, virtual reality, mobile learning, smart boards, gamification, personalized learning, augmented reality, cloud computing, experiential learning, project-based learning, and collaborative learning are some of the latest trends and innovations driving this change. With the continued adoption of these technologies and approaches, the future of education in India looks bright, offering students new opportunities to learn and grow. The Indian education sector has undergone a significant transformation in recent years, owing to the implementation of innovative technologies and solutions. The growth in popularity of mobile learning platforms among students has led to this expansion. So number 1, virtual reality. Virtual reality is one of the latest innovations in the Indian education sector, providing students with an immersive and engaging learning experience. Virtual reality technology has been utilized in the Indian schools and colleges to enhance subjects like science, geography, and history, enabling students to explore the world and interact with objects in ways that were previously impossible. Number 2, artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is another technology that has gained popularity in the Indian education sector. Indian education startups such as Byju's are employing AI-powered chatbots to provide personalized support to students and assist them in overcoming the learning difficulties. Artificial intelligence can also help in the grading process. Moreover, artificial intelligence can be used to monitor student progress, identify areas where students may be struggling, and provide them with additional resources and support. Number 3, mobile learning. Mobile learning has emerged as a popular trend in the Indian education sector, and mobile learning platforms are expected to play a significant role in the growth of online education market in India. Educational apps like Byju and Topper have been tremendous success in India by offering interactive video lessons, quizzes, and personalized learning plans to help students succeed academically. Number 4, smart boards. Smart boards are interactive whiteboards that allow teachers to deliver multimedia-rich lessons. They have become increasingly popular in Indian schools and colleges. According to a report by Technavio, it notes that the increasing adoption of smart boards in the education sector is a crucial driver of this growth. Number 5, gamification. Gamification is another trend gaining momentum in the Indian education sector. India is considered one of the critical markets for global gamification in the education market. Indian education startups have used gamification such as Simply Learn to make learning fun and motivating for students by incorporating elements like points, badges, and leaderboards. Number 6, personalized learning. Personalized learning and tailoring teaching and learning to students' needs is also an important trend in the Indian education sector. Personalized learning solutions such as Edmentum and Dreambox are expected to significantly contribute to the growth of India's online test preparation market. Number 7, augmented reality. Augmented reality is another technology introduced in the Indian education sector to create interactive and engaging learning experiences. India is among the key markets for global augmented reality in the education market. A report by Xeon Market Research projected that the global augmented reality in the education market would reach $4.4 billion by 2024. The augmented reality apps have been used in Indian schools and colleges to allow students to explore and interact with the digital objects in real time, bringing learning to life. Number 8, cloud computing. Cloud computing is transforming how data is stored and managed in the Indian education sector. Indian education startups like Extra Marks and Simply Learn are using cloud-based solutions to provide students with anytime, anywhere access to educational content, allowing them to learn at their own pace. Number 9, other pedagogical approaches. In addition to technology, the Indian education sector has also witnessed the emergence of new pedagogical approaches such as experiential learning, project-based learning, and collaborative learning. These approaches focus on providing students with hands-on practical learning experiences that prepare them for the real world. Experiential learning. Experiential learning, for example, involves learning through the direct experience and observation. Indian education startups like 101 Reporters have used this approach to provide journalism students with real-world reporting experience, allowing them to hone their skills and build a portfolio of work. Number 2, project-based learning. Project-based learning involves students working on projects that require them to apply what they have learned in real-world context. The Indian schools like the Riverside School have used this approach to provide students with hands-on learning experiences that develop critical thinking, problem solving, and collaboration skills. Number 3, collaborative learning. Collaborative learning, which involves students working together in groups to achieve a common goal, is also gaining popularity in the Indian education sector. Indian education startups like QMath have used this approach to provide students with a collaborative and engaging learning environment where they can work together to solve math problems. As you know that teachers, our goal is to educate students. Educated students are then able to advance their education further to get whatever degree or certification they need to eventually succeed in a career that they find rewarding and give back to their community. And one of the key challenges employers face today is that their employees are struggling to meet the challenges of over-changing skills requirement. In fact, Gartner skills gaps analysis found that 64% of the managers don't believe their employees can keep pace with the evolving skills needed, while 70% of the employees don't believe they have mastered the skills needed for the job they have. So, what does the skill gap have to do with the innovation in education? So, well, let's first unpack what innovation in education even means. So, now answering the question, so what is innovation in education? Innovation is one of those words we like to throw around whenever possible. To innovate means to make changes or do something a new way. To innovate does not require you to invent. Baked into innovation are creativity and adaptability. So, what innovation in education can be of? So, number one, recognizing that students are better served by a flipped classroom where they watch the lectures at home and complete assignments in the classroom. Number two, innovation in education can also be introducing more technology in the classroom to create a blended classroom where students experience technology as they would in the real world. Also in education, also innovation in education can be providing greater ways to facilitate clearer and better communication between school and parents with powerful video tools. As educators, we can leverage innovation in education to improve student outcomes from a purely academic standpoint, as well as to develop those soft skills that students need to succeed in life. We can also introduce more and more technology that students will need to be comfortable with over time. So, what are examples of innovation in education? As you have already started to see, innovation in education can come in many forms. So, remember, it is not just introducing new technology into the classroom, it can be a new method or teaching for a specific project or topic. So, number one, project based learning. So, this helps students identify a real world problem and develop a solution for it. Introduce a project based learning unit as part of a larger lesson where students can exercise their creative thinking, problem solving, and collaboration with other students. Number two, blended learning. So this combines online learning with traditional classroom learning. Students must become comfortable with online tools and using the internet to contribute to their learning methods. A blended learning approach gives students the ability to discover how best to use the tools that they will rely heavily on in their professional lives. Number three, EduTech. Educational technology typically refers to any software, application, or service developed to enhance education. We must be careful not to go too far into the deep end, but introducing technology in the classroom is important. Innovative classroom technologies often mirror the innovations outside of education. So, the more students engage with technologies in the classroom, the better prepared they will be to engage with and through technology in the workplace. Number four, open curriculum. Open curriculum like MIT's Open Courseware has been out for years but hasn't disrupted much. MOOCs are great ideas, but assessment and feedback and certification are among the many issues holding them back. Compare that same move to a self-determined learner, the Googling topics or searching Reddit for information. Meanwhile, e-learning will eventually be at the core of the university experience, but we have a question as to e-learning how and what is the content to be e-learned and what kind of a delivery model to be followed. So there's a lot to consider, and still this is definitely an example of innovation in higher education. Then we have the digital textbooks. So this is a relatively minor innovation, but an innovation nonetheless. Free open source textbook and digital textbook, etc. If nothing else, this makes textbooks more accessible than ever before, much like MOOCs made courses more accessible. And some other examples of innovation in higher education are, say, but lesser examples, say that is, which aren't entirely realized, or the following, which are happening in places like number one, 3D printing. 3D printing has more potential in higher education than the class 12. And that's fairly significant in and of itself as an innovation, but as with competency-based education. Number two, use of data analytics. So this is an opportunity to innovate at all levels of education, but higher education might be even less ready for this than the class 12 due to non-standard curriculum and assessment practices. Regardless, data analytics are among the most potent examples of innovation in higher education. Number three, new kinds of certification and degrees. New certifications and university degrees would include those matching STEM field with the humanities, as well as nano degrees and the ability to update your certification and degrees over time. Number four, new pedagogies. Again, this innovation is absurdly low compared to the opportunity and need, but many universities are experimenting with alternatives to lecture, including project-based learning at the college level, inquiry-based learning, and more. So when we try to innovate education, we often leave students out of the equation. We do not innovate in students' learning, their mind, their attitudes, their behaviors, character, metacognition, and work ethics enough. Yet we try everything we can to improve teaching, while what we actually need is to improve the learning. In education, nothing works if the students do not learn. According to the famous Bulgarian scholar George Lazarov, learning is a matter of attitude, not aptitude. So this is where the greatest potential for improving education lies. As a renowned cognitive scientist, Daniel Willingham writes, education makes better minds, and knowledge of the mind can make better education. So therefore, research of exemplary educational systems across the world vividly demonstrates that the teacher quality is the fundamental element of educational success. It is especially teachers who shape students' learning environments and help them reach their intellectual potential. Teacher education and professional development are definitely one of the primary areas that call for innovative approaches. Teachers must be taught to teach well. The how of the teaching, like the instructional methodology, is as important as what or the content to be taught. A great resource for effective education is the instructional design and methodology used by the teachers. As you know that teacher social status is one of the determining factors of the teacher quality. Teacher status is in the most advanced countries like Finland, Singapore, South Korea, and Japan is very high. It reflects the quality of teaching and learning and also the level of pedagogic innovations. In our drive to enhance educational innovation, empowering school teachers and college instructors may be the most important task. As Metan Griffel writes, we need to change the role of teachers and what kind of people do we consider as teachers and how do we elevate teachers in society and bring new perspectives into the profession. So therefore, finally, in our quest for innovation in teaching, learning process, we are already using the modern methods to teaching like number one, new software like Moodle for teaching and assessment. Number two, the PowerPoint programs, the PowerPoint transmission or the PPTs and video-based teaching in classrooms. Number three, laboratory-based practical sessions have already been incorporated. Number four, imparting skills through demonstrations. Number five, using posters and research papers in classroom teaching. Number six, teaching by using graphics. Number seven, apart by the traditional blackboard teaching, also we are using online teaching methods. Thus, as UN's, so to put in short and in a nutshell, as UN's Sustainable Development Goal emphasizes on quality education to all, we can conclude that to use appropriate methods of teaching learning at different levels in schools, like primary and higher schools and colleges, and in higher education, in line with the students' attitude and aptitude. So therefore, students' attitude and aptitude play a very important role in the innovation in higher education and also in innovation in teaching. Thus, to complete the UN Sustainable Development Goals on higher education. Thank you.